Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal Show. We're finally back. Took an extended holiday, quote
What are you
unquote,
talking about? I've been
hiatus.
here every Thursday talking to this computer.
probably
Who the fuck have I been talking to?
it's probably the best show we've ever had, too. God damn, man. I
Right.
need to teach you how to use this dashboard so you can just go. But no, it's
Just go. Don't even tell us.
been a pretty busy couple of months. Throwing some COVID and some other things, and it's been a great time. But I'm super excited to be back, guys. I've been dying, chomping at the bit. They didn't think I was going to make it through the whole holiday before I wanted to come back on and do a show, but I did it, and I was kind of forced to. But
Yeah.
but we're back, and it's the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Just go around the horn and see what's up with everybody. Heisenberg has got some big news, I know, but what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. Nothing for me. I'm just trying to stay busy. I just shared the show on my Facebook page and said, I forgot how to do this.
Right.
I feel like it's been so long.
I've been on the computer since I got home, just for like reminding myself how to do everything, like how to set up the show, because everything was like gone. So I had to like reload all of our stuff, and I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, oh my God. I'm just glad my computer started up without any updates or anything like that. So, but never mind about what I said about Heisenberg. But how you doing, anyways, buddy?
I got nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about. That's the best. That's the sad thing. Did I win an award or something?
Not yet.
Did I win a potty finally?
Yeah. Congratulations, everybody. Or Heisenberg, you won a
My
potty.
supporting role on the show.
Right. That's true.
I haven't been on Facebook since July, so I don't even know
That's
what's
a good
going
thing,
on
man.
anymore.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I have no
Facebook
idea what's
causing me
going on anymore at
don't,
anything.
Yeah. Don't bother. Don't start. Just stay away from it. Delete it. The only reason I'm holding on to it is for this reason, so people can watch the show and I can post stupid Star Trek memes.
Star Trek memes.
I know, but I do feel out of the loop, but I sort of don't care.
You're not missing anything.
That was me.
Oh. I'm like, I said host. I'm like, who's okay.
Yeah, that's us, Goose. We're the host.
But yeah, hey, what she said. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, throw it out there.
Holy oh my
crap.
Gosh. What
is up?
Look at that.
Yeah. I've been seeing them on the old Ticker Talk, posting some videos. They got some projects going on. Super excited about that, guys.
I'm excited.
Good to see you. And there's Tina. Hooray, you're back.
Tina Frick.
Yes,
I love her name so much.
What the frick?
Right?
What the frick? I'd say that all the time.
The frick. Right?
I would
use it for everything too.
Yeah, I do
like,
too.
This is my freaking water bottle.
Freaking.
It's funny. I call her Babu. Babu Frick from Star Wars.
Oh jeez. I don't watch Star Wars.
Awesome.
I'm excited. I feel like you guys don't do anything half-assed anyways, so I wouldn't expect anything less from you guys.
Right. So good times, man. Keep us updated. Let us know when you're ready to come on the show. We'll have you back on.
It's a high-quality show here. It'd be an honor for you.
Right.
Yeah. That's where everybody comes to, plug their stuff and everything because of our vast audience.
Hello, Laura. Nice seeing you. Just me, Matt.
Just me.
Some friends here and there. Hey, it's the way to go sometimes, man.
Also, you are one of the people who doesn't do anything half-ass.
Right. I'm in all of your.
He started his photography. He started the photography business, and it was like just a million amazing pictures within a month.
Oh yeah, I did see he did put out kind of a teaser on TikTok for this new episode he's talking about right now. So guys, go check him out on it's Gateway Paranormal on TikTok, and then let us know
On
when
the
and
Tic
where it
Tac.
comes out. Tic Tac video.
I was laughing so
Absolutely,
hard.
man.
I was like, they got rid of TikTok. Great.
Then I
I
felt bad
love it.
because like a bunch of people I know that like sell things on there or use it, to make money.
Yeah.
Were like,
Well, that's different.
oh,
I don't.
I
I don't
know,
want
and I
to
didn't
cause
think
any
about that.
trouble to people that actually like use it to make money or do
Yeah.
anything like that.
Right.
Um,
Hey, Man Mountain said, "Hey, my people, what's up, buddy? We miss you, bud."
Willie.
But no, yeah, I felt bad because I was making a bunch of stupid comments, and I understand that it's a part of a lot of people's livelihood.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so
You guys
Yeah.
know.
sorry.
it's
guys
part
know
of
my
everybody's
background.
livelihood, but it still was canceled, so it doesn't matter. But it came back.
Right. And,
Yeah.
yeah. One of the big tech boys are going to end up buying it probably off the China.
Yeah,
Of,
China.
everything's gonna be.
I
Yeah,
said
it's all
that
good.
wrong. It came off the Chinese CEO of the company that owns it. I can't pronounce their name.
He's Singaporean. Yeah, I worry too because I follow a ton of people on there who use TikTok for their sobriety. They post on there like, "Hey, it's day 47, I'm really struggling today." And people in the comments are like super supportive, like, "You got this, you're doing great, blah blah blah." I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of people who depend on it for a lot of things that is not dancing teenagers,
There is, and when you're
You
looking
use
through it,
YouTube Shorts for that too, right?
Yeah,
TikTok's like the only one that I've seen that's like.
And I'm not being a jerk. I'm just
supportive.
asking, actually, like,
Yeah.
It's usually
a little bit
people.
different.
I've noticed most people who are on TikTok, like the big content creators, they use TikTok kind of to advertise, so that you'll go and like want to see the whole episode or whatever.
Right.
They put out little snippets here and there. And then like part 1, and then you get like, where's part 2? Well, you got to go on YouTube and watch the whole video.
Right.
So
For
it's
sure,
it is. I'm trying to figure out the algorithm, because I really would like to do more for the show on TikTok, just to like advertise it.
I think it's very dangerous for like on social media to like base your career on it and everything.
I mean, yeah, but I don't see it going away. I mean, the specific platforms that you start building a business on might go away. And, it's that's the kind of iffy part.
And you just kind of hope that by the time it does go away, you've built enough of an audience or, client base or whatever, customer base. If you're selling a product.
I just know it's just very hard to do. And like, I can't believe people take that risk. I don't have that ability to take that complete risk. I have to do it for some other stuff I work for, but
no, and a lot of the people who are doing it and doing it successfully are like Matt, who have like the background in filming. They know how to work the algorithm. They already have a good fan base, like out in YouTube and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the people who do it, they know what they're doing. I'd never throw my hat into that race. But like I said, I wouldn't mind using it for like advertising, as far as like just getting the show out there or whatever projects I'm working on. It's just another thing that I always in the back of my mind, but I never throw my hat into. I just, I don't know how to start. And then I get frustrated and I'm like, oh, I'm just better off without it. I'm just not going to do it. Tina said, I'm interested in what the hell is going on with the drones, and that Stephen Greer said that there was going to be some kind of big reveal. And
he did. He sure
I'm
did.
starting to lose faith.
Was there a big reveal before the inauguration?
No. And as far as the drones, the new press secretary for Donald Trump came out and actually, after talking about some other things, touched on the drones, and apparently, according to her, from President Trump, that drones being seen over New Jersey and other places are FAA approved. They were approved for research purposes and other various reasons.
Right.
All she gave us. So are they just telling us that for smokescreen? I think it's the government. I don't think it's anything alien. I mean,
I
if
don't
it's some
think that
kind of
any self-respecting government would allow drones that weren't FAA approved to just be flying over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that was kind of like not a surprise.
I don't think they would just be like, you know what? Never mind.
It's fine. We don't know what it is. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I noticed like you didn't hear anything like around inauguration time and when Trump was doing whatever Trump was doing. It kind of just went to the back, but then all of a sudden, like last week, people were seeing drones, they were seeing UAPs again. It's just like it's back and forth. As far as Greer, I like the things about like collective consciousness and CE5 and stuff like that. I'm down for that. I dig that. As far as this big, I'm starting to lose a lot of faith in this big disclosure thing. The closest thing I've seen is this documentary out called The Age of Disclosure. I sent you guys the link to that.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
This sounds like what Greer has been talking about, but as I've been jumping down the rabbit hole trying to get more information on the documentary, his name's not on any of it. You know, so either he knew of it. That I mean, maybe he's in it and they just didn't show him because they just wanted to show the high-ranking, government officials that are going to be whistleblowing on the documentary. And he said it was going to be a lot of highly classified, high-ranking government officials that are be coming out.
I'm here for it.
Whatever. Even if it's not 100% true, it's going to be extremely entertaining, and I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. Like, I can't wait to see what they say. But they're not even giving it a release date, so I have no idea when this thing is coming out. I just know it's coming out. I don't know. But as far as the whole big disclosure thing that Greer was talking about, it's obviously not happened, and I don't see it happening.
And he gave like a very close timeline for that this time too. Normally he's like, oh, sometime in the next couple of years, but he was like, in the next 7 to 10 days, we're going to be disclosing something, and nothing.
Right.
Well,
he's been saying that since last year,
right?
That's what?
Yeah.
That's a good way to draw attention, is to speed up the timeline.
Yeah. But don't say you're going to do it and then
say a year, you're like, okay, next 7 or 10 days.
Right.
People are probably like following him, doing all that stuff they need to do. Then once they leave, he just.
But you like lose credibility. Like, I don't want to listen to anything you say now.
And that's the thing. And actually, he made videos. I don't know if you guys saw about the last whistleblower guy that was on News Nation that actually like showed video of a supposed UFO recovery that he did. I don't know if you guys have seen that footage or not.
Yeah. I hope you're talking to the audience out there, because I've seen fuck all about aliens.
I think his name was James. I think his name was James Burke, but it was so like it literally the day, like not even hours after that, people on TikTok were already proving how the video was like so overly
so annoying.
Could just be so recreated so easily. It looked like an egg on the end of a rope. Shot in like IR, but like the whole time he's talking about how he was like being drawn to this thing, he was overtaken and possessed by the alien. Which
shit, aliens possess people now.
Well, I mean, yeah, we don't know anything about it. I don't know. I just whatever. I believe in aliens. I believe in collective consciousness stuff. I know they're there. I think they've been here for a while, but the more and more I dive into these rabbit holes of like listening to these whistleblowers, the whistleblowers are saying things, but they're not really giving us anything.
Because they're fake whistleblowers.
They're not like showing anything. Like, I want to see like a real video.
There's nothing to show.
The point? What's the point of these congressional hearings if they're all they're going to say is like, I know about this, but I can't tell you about this here. We have to be behind closed doors.
With you all.
Like, right.
I know. Yeah. It's a big conspiracy.
Pretty much. Just to keep us entertained.
It's all a smokescreen on all of it.
That's why they have like the craziest senators and House representative people doing those things.
Because it's entertaining.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's entertaining.
I'm a
That's what
sci-fi
they're doing.
geek anyway, so
Yeah.
whether it's real or not, I mean,
I think it's just entertaining. I think that's why they have the craziest ones do those. Like Laura Boebert, with that Matt Getz do one once.
Yeah.
Like these senators and how, you know, like the people on the outer fringes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you watch some of these Alan Greer things, and there's Dr. Stephen Greer. Alan is his middle name.
I
and he
didn't know you were
starts
on a
talking
middle
about
name basis.
all these black ops, like the government below the government. And I know there's a lot of, but there's got to be things that the government keeps secret from us.
They have to.
It's
military stuff.
Defense.
Yeah, they have to.
Military stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
There's nothing else they keep secret of. Why would an alien life form, or aliens, why would they just say, hey, let's go to the government? We're not going to let anybody else know we're here, but we're going to tell the government all our secrets.
Well, they do tell other people, but then
our guys, we're just going to let it go.
They just get labeled as crazy, and the government takes the information.
Takes the what?
Well, let me ask you this, all right, Mr. Heisenberg. So I know you're like really into aviation and things, and the one guy at the congressional hearing was probably he was a pilot for the military, but his whole focus is on a group for having a place for military and non-military pilots to report, and so he could document reports of I don't know, UAP activity report. UFO, UAP, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't really care. It's the same fucking thing as far as I'm concerned. But you know,
why do you keep saying UAP?
That's
what it's called now. Because that's what all the documentaries call it now.
Yeah.
UFO, UAP, USOs. We'll throw that one in there. The
USOs, isn't that like for the army and stuff?
No, that's the underwater crafts.
Wait,
that
didn't they used to have USO shows?
Yeah.
So you guys can't keep taking words from other things to make your own.
We're not taking anything. We're just repeating them.
So Laura says she believes the drone aliens are digging them out of trash, and they are creating their own drones and deciding to make themselves known.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with Laura. I think, well, maybe if they're doing anything, they're fucking with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest worry about the drones, and I've heard this on some podcasts that I've been listening to, podcasts that I trust, like my friend, and Heisenberg, you've met him too, Jim Harold. We've met him a couple times at the Kent Paranormal Weekend. He was the big paranormal podcast. I mean, he's actually celebrating 20 years of doing the paranormal podcast this
year.
Wait, is that the guy that got mad that I said something about the Avengers movie when I asked him a question like I wasn't being serious? When you were up there doing your thing, and I was like, "Say, what's?" They had a question. I was like, "Yeah, what time's the Avengers movie start?" And he like almost walked away in a huff.
Oh, I don't know, because usually he's the MC of the event.
He was walking around with the microphone. You were up on the stage.
Well, he was asking questions.
Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah. But his podcast is amazing. I've been like catching up on the last like 10 episodes of it, because I drive around a lot for work, and it's more entertaining than like what the radio is offering me. But he has a lot of people on there, and
I'm not saying that the aliens aren't entertaining.
No,
I'm not saying that at all.
No,
the aliens are entertaining.
It's definitely entertaining.
But a couple of the people, he said they don't know what it is, and these are people that have been involved with U.S. defense, and they're like journalists who research this stuff for a living. And the one gentleman, he's from London, and he said they were seeing the drones there. You know, their biggest worry is this is an adversary. This is
right,
like China or somebody flying their drones from some point.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah, but they were also flying. I mean, they were flying over like military installations. They had to shut down Wright-Patterson Air Force Base because they spotted drones over that. So I mean, it's a national. I don't care if it's freaking. I don't care.
What kind of drone did they find at Wright-Patterson Airport, by the way?
Flying.
I don't know.
If it's you flying your fourth drone not into a tree but over the Air Force Base, they're going to shut it down.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Just joking, guys. I would never fly my drone over an Air Force base.
He's well aware of FAA regulations.
I would follow FAA regulations.
Right. But the thing we already know is that China already has China and Japan have drone supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
Their drones are car size. They can stay up for hours and hours.
That's what they want you to believe. Our government is way more advanced, man.
Probably.
It might be.
A bunch of. See, that's the other thing. Like, yeah, I do believe there are up there aliens, right?
Uh-huh.
I just don't think we should talk about it, man.
Maybe.
But it's a paranormal show. I'm just kidding. And it's paranormal. So Corey says, I think they came here long ago as refugees or researchers. There's so much activity now because they're leaving Earth. Because duh, I would too. Yeah, Corey. Yeah, I get it. They came to help us, and I think they realize it's a lost cause, so they're out.
Yeah.
They're Audi 5000. They're talking to the few of us that are worthy to know, and we're out this bitch. You guys are gonna blow yourselves up. We want nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yep, the few of us worthy enough to know that wouldn't just spread it all over the internet that they knew.
Guilty for doing it over a county airport. But you had permission, so that's fine.
Yeah, if you have permission.
County airport's not like, like flying it over Hopkins or whatever Columbus.
Well, Patterson.
Yeah, right. Patterson's a freaking military base.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they would.
But Trump's press secretary was also saying a lot of them were also like amateur flown hobbyists trying to get into the mix, and they were sending their drones up to figure out what the other drones were, and
probably just those Amazon delivery drones.
They do have those.
You know what? To me, it's worth the distraction, so I don't have to listen to the politics bullshit.
Yeah,
and everything else that's going on in the world. It's a nice.
See, that's great. I didn't have to hear anything about
politics. I'd rather deal with aliens than people.
Oh, I would rather deal with
good shit.
It's for sure.
And Bigfoot and all kinds.
I'd rather deal with ghosts than people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bigfoot will tear you apart. That's why nobody's ever
dealing with ghosts. Guess what I got to do?
What'd you do?
I got to go do a private investigation at Lake County Historical Society.
Damn it.
Nice.
COVID. Yeah, I was invited to that too, but I got COVID.
It's crazy because they don't really let people do that. But
no, I would like to know how they got in there, but I don't care if they're.
Yeah, you probably don't want to know. You probably don't want to do the things that had to be done to get us to go in there. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad. He just called and asked.
Yeah, I figured. I think it's a little bit easier now than it used to be under the older regime. But now that newer people closer to our age are running the show, they understand.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was fun. And it has heat, which is so nice. But it was just me, Rex, and Scott, and then there are two camera people.
Cool.
So
how did it go? I mean, if it's something that they're gonna put out, obviously.
Yeah, I started to talk about it, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Was it active or?
Yeah, it was pretty active, and we were getting some pretty wild things. I can talk about one thing because he posted it on Facebook. We were doing an Estes session, and there was responses that were like directly answering our questions, and they said that they were from the 1980.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, which was like really weird because that's
the, is that like the most
we thinking like more like
you've ever talked to, maybe?
What?
The most like in the present, because
I feel like
that's crazy.
It's usually like the 1960s.
I get kind of tired of talking to Victorian era,
that's
Revolutionary era, Civil War era ghosts.
Can you imagine it's like a ghost with a side pony or like those crazy bangs that they used to do, or
my wife, Kim, she's so
Members-only
funny.
jacket.
She's like, I always kind of felt weird in our hallway outside of our apartment when we first moved in together and like got married and like we had Piper while we were in this apartment. And she's like, but I always felt like it would just be some like dude in like bell bottoms and a big like afro or a
right?
some
Why
kind of
not?
crazy hair. I'm like, she's like, why don't they ever talk about that on TV? And I'm like, I don't know, because apparently they only go to Victorian era, Civil War era prisons and houses and stuff. So I don't know.
You gotta
But
go roller rinks and shit like that to get and like bowling alleys.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
To get those colorful
that,
characters.
That interests me. Those kind of places that you're like unexpected, like not expecting.
Yes, those are the ones I like too.
But you hear like through word of mouth that these places are haunted. Like there is a bowling alley somewhere in Northeast Ohio that several teams have gone to. I think it's in Parma, maybe. I'm not sure, but theaters are cool. Like
theaters are cool. I love theaters.
Kent Theater was a blast.
I love.
We did a little bit at that. Stuff like that. Hotels. I mean, just a lot of different energies. You have, I think those places are kind of like sponges, anyways, because there's just so much in and out of there.
Well, I mean, if people are sticking around where they feel most comfortable or where they're their happiest, then why wouldn't they be at those kind of places?
Right. Yeah, and that was actually something that a lot of these podcasts that people have talked to, like some better known, like legit psychics and mediums, talking about they think it's ridiculous that we pay all this money to go just to these like crazy prisons and hospitals and places that are abandoned, and we go at like 12, like midnight to like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like these spirits are not up and walking around, at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. Like the people who witness stuff are like people who work in like the office or tour guides that do like daytime tours, stuff like that. They're just like, it's ridiculous. They're like, we talk to these people every day. So like, but I mean, like, I don't know. They make a lot of sense. Awesome. Yeah, it's a cool place. I mean, we had a good time. Actually, speaking about Jim Harold again and the Kent Paranormal Weekend when they used to do that, he was with us in our group when we were doing the public investigation there. And we were getting some crazy interactions with the EDI device, the MF detector.
Yeah.
And he was like blown away. Like he was talking about it during like the wrap up with everybody, because all of us, like the tour guides, we were up on stage and just kind of going over all of our evidence and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, he was blown away by that, because he loves the subject, but he doesn't like actively go and like do any of this thing. He does research. He reads books. And he talks to the people that do it on his podcast.
What?
But for him
That's
to actually,
not fun. You got to go out and do it.
Yeah. Back in the old days when the Haunted Housewives, Kathy and Teresa started this, they used to have him at the Para X at Lake County all the time. Like he would be they used to have special guests, like speakers and tour. Like they had a panel and people would ask us questions and stuff like that. And Adam and Rebecca were there one time. Jim Harold, Michelle Belanger was there, but now they just kind of like, she tells the history and we go to it, which is actually also cool because, people get into it right away. But yeah, that's the only other time that I think I've ever seen him do it. But like I said, he never really got into it, but he was blown away.
Yeah.
By the stuff we were getting at the theater.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel maybe it's just that, like, say I were to die today, but like this is not my soul's first time on Earth. So maybe we just go back to our first time. And so that's why everybody seems like super far, like super old or Victorian, because that was like, we go back to our original, like default. Yeah. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But you don't ever, like when they said 1980, we were like, do you mean 1890? Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Like I was alive then.
Yeah. Well, I was not, but yeah. And it's and it was weird too, because it was almost like they were investigating. Because like the things that were coming over, like I think at some point they said, get the spirit box. And I was like, what? Like, are you doing an investigation? Do you think I'm the ghost? And they did ask at one point, are you a ghost or are you dead? And I was like, no, we're not dead. And I was like, I'm going to be honest. I don't fucking know. I don't think I'm dead, but I've seen the others. So I very well could be. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Babu says, my daughter worked at a bar laundromat in Kent that has a ghost who only manifests from his tennis shoes to his thighs. She saw him a lot. So I'm assuming because he had tennis shoes on, that was definitely...
Right. Was that Laundry 101?
She said,
yeah,
I used to do my laundry there.
So did I. When I lived in Kent, I used to go there all the time.
Yeah, me too.
It was called Laundry 101.
Something like that.
So
I can't. Yeah,
clever.
was it?
Oh, it was an awesome place. I mean, they had some arcade games. I think they had a pool table, if I'm not mistaken. And then like a bar, you could get food and like you do your laundry.
That's sweet.
It's so freaking cool. Yeah. I wonder if that is it, because that's the only one that I know of that was in Kent. I think it's still there.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's still called that though.
Also, did you ever?
They had bottles 101 too. Remember, like
yes, 100 bottles. Yeah.
But they had the video. They used to deliver a video, and you could get alcohol delivered to you.
Yeah. I used to have parties, and like they would walk up with like these big like coolers, and just like, here you go. We'd order all kinds of beer and liquor and stuff. It was pretty cool. That was like that was like I was actually like of age, and so wasn't.
I don't know if I was.
I'm like, you don't have to put a disclaimer. You're not going to.
No, I'm just saying when I was younger.
I don't know. I know that my freshman year in high school, I think we brought $121 of alcohol into the dorm rooms.
Which is like 3 bottles now, but
yeah, now, but it was like a lot of shit. Because one of the guys that lived there was 21, so we went to the grocery store and loaded up for the whole at least a big part of the dorm rooms.
Uh-oh. He had on what? What did he have on, Nancy?
Come on, Mama Bear, don't leave us hanging. We're not gonna continue the show until you give us the answer.
Right.
Or pause.
No.
Oh, hey, I'm going to Bile Manor next weekend.
What?
Saturday. Yeah.
Nice. I think it's called Beale Manor.
Beale?
Yeah.
Bile. It's not. That's better than bile.
That's in your stomach that makes you throw up.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, she said who had only died 5 years earlier.
Okay. Gotcha.
So my thinking on that is either that is the person's default, like that's their first time on Earth, their new souls, whatever. But also like people have their family members and stuff visit them, and they're not Victorian times. But I feel like that's normally, other than like the 2 examples we've had, normally it's usually only people that visit you that are not from Victorian times.
Right. What is going on?
Yeah.
Beale. I've never heard somebody actually say it. Like,
yeah, you just always see it written down.
I just see it written down. I mean, like I literally have it on behind me because I made a board for them. They're buying a board off me, so I'm going to deliver it next weekend.
Oh, nice. Who are you going with?
Jen and Corey. Well, Jen used to be with Bump in the Night.
Uh-huh.
She left. And her and her friend Corey are doing the Appalachian Ghost Girls now.
Oh,
it's like a podcast.
Yep.
Holly, who was on, is going. It's like kind of mishmash of people. She just like sent out invites to a bunch of us.
Nice.
And I think Brooke and her husband from
Wildwood
are going to be there. And actually, it's because of Brooke that we're able to go on a bit of a discount because they like change dates to like go to each other's locations.
Oh,
they like
nice.
swap. So it's really cool. I'm super excited.
That's awesome. That's a good crowd.
Yeah.
It'll be fun for sure.
What is it? Is that like an inside thing?
My sister's friend Jason was murdered actually 2 years ago.
Okay.
In Florida.
Okay.
2 years ago, right? Yeah. And I have never, ever, ever heard stories of a spirit that is more able to give signs to people than like the stuff that Corey gets from Jason. It is
really
so wild. I mean, so strong.
That's who she was talking to Tina about when we were at Wildwood.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. There was a whole, and actually, I talked to Tina and I talked to Christy London about him.
Oh, yeah.
And both of them are like, he's so strong. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that was Annie was there, Annie Weibel. That was you, it was me, and
I was there.
Eisenberg. It was Kate with us at that one?
Yeah, Kate was with us.
Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, because it was funny because like we were up, I can't remember what floor we were in, one of the cell floors. I don't remember which one it was, but Annie was picking up somebody walking up and down, like clicking something. She thought it was like a stopwatch or something. But I'm like, oh, I remember like the old timey like prison shows, or like I think they even did it in Shawshank Redemption, where like the guards would walk up and down and do a count, and they had like a counter that they would click.
Oh.
I'm like, that's got to be it.
To make sure, like,
yeah, it was
to make sure all the prisoners were there.
Yeah, yeah, they did like a head count, but they would like click this every time they counted somebody, and they would have the number. The number would be on it at the end.
Cool.
But it looked like an old time stopwatch, but it was like the same size, the same shape.
Umpires used to do it. I think for pitch counts too. They used to use something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, buddy. We have all these plans, man. We keep talking about it, and we got to get. If we just get one thing done, that'd be amazing.
Corey, tell me the song in the comments, and I'll start the story. It was actually on our way to Wildwood. I was just driving, and I was talking to Jason, and a lot of times, the signs that come through for Corey will be through music. So I was like, all right, Jason, you're so good at, manipulating music and what comes on the radio. And I just had on Amazon Music, my likes and more. Okay. So it's just like focused around things that I have actually hit the like, the little thumbs up, whatever. And, the song that came up, which hopefully Corey will put in the comments, was, I said the fourth song or whatever. And when I got to the fourth song, here, it was Four Non-Blondes.
Oh, wow.
And that is the song that they used to drive around and like sing at the top of their lungs because they were the best friends in high school. And that was like their song. And Four Non-Blondes is not something that is on my like list. I apologize. Who likes them? But it's just not something that I listen to. So in no normal circumstance would that song ever be on my playlist. Yeah. And that's what came up. And then I forget what Celine Dion song, but that was their song. So the two songs that he brought up had very, very specific meetings.
Wow.
To Corey.
That's awesome.
Like just that's wild really cool. Stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, that's great though that he's still communicating in any way he can with it.
Yeah. For sure. Literally
that's comforting for you, Corey.
It's comforting, but it's also like, how you see in movies, like that people are still around because they have unfinished business,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's hard because it's like, do you have a better place that you can go to? You know what I mean? Are you
Mhm.
stuck here? Like, I'm super happy that you're visiting me, but like,
Yeah.
is it because you can't go somewhere else, or
I think in a lot of situations, I think they don't want to, and that's
right?
why I get kind of upset when mediums go into a place, especially like a public place, and feel like they have to move somebody on.
Yeah,
I I think it's disrespectful. I mean, unless you know they want to move on and they're stuck,
yeah,
then you should just leave them be.
yeah.
I mean, and
Like at Madison, we always say, you're more than welcome to stay here. We love having you,
yeah,
but like,
right.
you don't have to. Like, if you want to go
Mhm.
somewhere else, that's
Mhm.
totally fine.
Yeah, and I've talked to some mediums myself, that like Linda Dix. She's like, if you don't see your mom or hear your mom or know like feel your mom around you all the time, it's not because she doesn't love you or she's moving on. It's just because she knows you don't need her right now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's because she knows. I mean, she's there and she'll be there when you need her. But if you're busy and you're not in need, she's gonna be resting and doing her own thing. So
right,
it's that's comforting too. But some of them just don't want to leave because they just don't want to leave.
right,
They like where they're at. They feel like some people feel like they can't leave, like the old guy who built the house with his own hands.
right.
This
Yeah,
is
we
his
like
house.
wants to stay around there, man.
Right, it's his house. He loves
Yeah,
his house.
yeah.
That he
Or like
bled
the
and
lighthouse
sweat on
keepers,
that house.
the
Right.
lighthouse keepers at every lighthouse.
Yeah. Right. Gee,
A little
I agree with
salty,
that.
little pissed off sometimes, but you get used
Yeah,
to it.
Oh, they're pissed off because you moved into their house.
right.
Yeah.
It's
You're
their house,
painting
and
that
you're
wall
making
green? What
Are
is
you
right.
kidding
wrong with
me?
you?
Why are you putting carpet over that hardwood floor? Stupid shit like that. Like what we found in our house when we moved in, we tore up some carpet because there was a big spot on it, and there's this beautiful hardwood flooring under it.
Oh my gosh.
So we tore all the carpet out of the house. We redid the floors and refinished them, and they're beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, people are crazy.
Yeah, and actually, when we were doing the ghost hunts, running the ghost hunts for Barberton Historical Society at the
Yeah.
Anadine Pig Farm, I had to have words with the woman who started burning sage and moving people on. I'm like, first of all, you don't light things on fire
Yeah,
in a public place, a historical
right.
building.
What the hell?
Second of all, you don't light sage because some people may have adverse like
I do. Yeah.
responses to it as far as like your sinuses.
Yeah. I can't be around it.
I can't be around like it. I can smell it from a distance and it's okay, but if I have it burning right in front of me,
Yeah.
it can be a little bit overwhelming. I know, like when I started first dating my wife, she would like take me into like she would want to go in like Sephora or something, and those places smell like
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, I'm not saying they smell bad, but my eyes started like swelling up and my nose started shutting down. I'm like, oh, I got to get the fuck out of here. But no, it's just stuff like I understand you think you're doing the right thing, but it's disrespectful.
There was these people who I will not name that were that did like some sort of like binding spell or something to attach one of the spirits at Madison to the doctor's table.
What? Why? Yeah. And this is
I
why
don't
you
know.
have to have guides.
First of all, if you're going to do something like that, you should probably get permission, because all you're going to do is
Yeah.
piss something off and then leave. And then, hey,
Right.
thanks. Now we get to deal with it. And we have no idea what you did.
Right.
People are irresponsible.
Yeah. Yeah, Peggy, I can't go to. Oh, hi, Peggy.
Peggy? Ezzy, I didn't even know you were here.
I know. That's why I was like, yeah, Peggy. Wait a second. Yeah, I don't like any of those
Bath
places.
and Body Works doesn't bother me as bad as Sephora did. Sephora was
No, I've
overwhelming
never been
because you
there,
have
so
people
maybe.
spraying. And Ulta, I went in there one time. There's so much perfume that people are just like spraying and like just like stop.
Yeah, it's gross. My son thinks I'm lying because I can smell when he's burning a candle down here if I'm upstairs. and it will start to like bother my nose and my eyes will get all itchy. And I'm like, can you please blow that candle out? And he's like, there's no way that you can tell.
Right. Well, it's just like my wife mostly, like, especially if we're going out for like a romantic dinner or like, we're on a date or something. She knows like I prefer the citrusy types of like perfume smells. Like those don't bother me as much as the flowery herbal stuff.
No, I don't
what I mean? Yeah. Just I don't know, some of the like this like the more the sagey stuff.
Sage
I don't know.
Is terrible for me though. Even if somebody like did their sage thing and then like comes in the building, like I can't even be around them.
Back when I smoked weed, I used to like do it by the window and blow it outside because I could not have it in my apartment.
You could have it in your lungs, just not in your apartment.
Right, yeah. It had its purpose, but I couldn't have it like filling up my apartment with that smell.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I like lived on my own, I'd never smoked in my own apartment. I would go outside and like smoke outside.
Right.
Because I didn't like my place smelling like that. It was just too much.
Oh, sorry. Getting notifications.
Of course, said women's scents are either fruits or flowers.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the choice, and my wife knows this, it's always fruits.
No.
Or like smell like what she calls smells like the beach, where she has like a fruit coconut type thing.
Yeah.
Where she smells like suntan lotion or something like that.
I can't do that.
What do you like, Heisenberg? Fruits or flowers? I don't know. Another podcast I would listen to is called something about just being weird, and it's just they call each other up on the phone and just talk about whatever the shit that comes up.
Nice.
Sometimes it's paranormal. It's actually John Tenney and a friend of his.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Really good.
My kids and I had a tradition that started. They used to always try to stay awake instead of going to bed. So they would bring up some random weird topic that they knew I was going to go off about. So they'd be like, did you see those drones over New Jersey? You know what I mean? Like something that they knew I would like talk about. And then so one day I was like, you know what? You guys just talk about random weird shit every single night, like just so that you could stay up. And they were like, what? So then we started a tradition that every night before bed, we would talk about weird stuff. They would call it weird S word because I said weird shit. So they'd be like, what weird S word are we going to talk about tonight?
Nice.
Jason said he prefers the don't be an asshole spray. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
But one of those bottles leaked in our stuff, so like all our merch smells like it.
I hope you like it because all of our merch smells like it.
It's over everything. You want a t-shirt? It's going to have that on it, which is probably good. Then
it's
you have
complimentary.
It's a
complimentary protection for you.
Oh, bye, Laura. Oh my gosh.
You, Laura.
I love The Basement Yard.
I'll have to check that one out.
They're on TikTok too.
Are they?
I've never actually like listened to a whole episode.
Yeah.
But those guys are freaking hilarious.
I'll have to check them out. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. It's my new thing. Which as being what we do is not a podcast. Like we call ourselves the podcast all the time, but we're technically a live stream if you want to get fancy about it. But
technically the Basement Yard is too.
Yeah.
And it's a lot better.
Oh, it's a live stream
videos because
Oh, okay.
Well, they record podcasts, but it's a vodcast because it's a video podcast.
Oh, gotcha. Have a good night, Laura. It's good seeing you. Check us next Thursday. We'll be back.
I got invited to do a new podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with Kristen.
Okay. Kristen
Velovich from the seminary.
Oh, okay.
And she's also like a world-renowned author of her
exactly.
Passport.
Yeah. Right. Paranormal Passport.
But yeah, I'm supposed to do that this week. They do recordings and it's not videos.
Right. Yeah. Like that's a podcast.
A normal podcast.
Right. Are you like going to be on it all the time or are you just a guest?
No.
Okay.
Just one time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's fun. I like it.
I love being a guest. It's weird. Sometimes
right?
I'm so used to like asking the questions.
Yeah.
So like,
I
what
feel
about
so
you? I'm like,
special.
no. He's like, you answer the question. I ask the questions. Like, it's weird being on that side of the mic. I enjoy it though.
Yeah, it's fun.
I feel like I talk about the same shit every time I do it though.
Right.
Like, where did
Right.
you start? How did you do? I
But it's
mean,
a
and it's the
different
same shit that we
background.
ask. Right. Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I like it. Oh my gosh, my computer's dying.
plug it in. What time is it? We only got about 5 minutes left.
That's crazy.
So Heisenberg, you got anything you want to plug since you can't ask yourself that?
No. Nope.
Hey, me, do I have anything to plug?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. We'll be on next week. I'm gonna work on a guest. I'm actually thinking about seeing if I want to get Scott and Tex back on because we were supposed to have them.
Yeah.
And something happened where we couldn't do the show, or I couldn't remember. Oh, dude, that was so much fun. It's like nobody was expecting you to, like, Heisenberg didn't know you were showing up. That was a great one.
I was talking mad shit. I still do.
Right. Yeah.
Can't find me now.
And that's another thing about the podcast too. Listening to them, I'm like getting ideas for people that are probably attainable to come on the show.
Yeah.
So different mediums, some UFO people. I want to get a better mix for this year, not just all ghost people.
I'm 100% down.
Right. So if you guys like, well, I know like Heisenberg's not into the cryptid UFO thing, but if either you guys ever think anybody, just reach out.
I know, but I sit there and listen to them.
We'll just mute your mic. Heisenberg will be like,
yeah, it's not real.
I usually behave
just what you to think it is. No, you got to leave him on because he always has his like little gems of of things that come in here.
We've have Sean.
He's so fun.
We'll have him on anytime.
Yeah, and he said pretty much anytime we want him on, just let him know and he'll hop on.
Great.
He's a good friend of mine. He could talk. I mean, you just ask him a question and he'll take up the rest of the time just talking.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
And by ask him a question, we mean like you could just be like, "Hey, how are you?" And then he could do an entire hour.
Here's the show.
He's amazing. Those are like what you call a dream guest because you're like, sometimes it's so hard because you have to constantly be asking people questions in order to keep the conversation going. Not Tim Shaw. And it's like that in real life too. I mean,
those two, I know they really suffer through that. I watch them go through that. Like, they're trying to bring these people out, and I'm just
oh my god, dude. And it sucks because some of them were like our close friends that we could have conversations with like all the time.
But then they get on the video and they're like, "What?
How's everything going? Oh, good. So what do you got coming up? I got a book coming out.
Not much. Yeah. Corey, don't ever apologize for commenting so much. We love comments.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Helps the flow of the show sometimes, especially when it's just the three of us. Gives us stuff to talk about, and then we start talking.
I can see him now, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, right. We could talk about fruit and flower stuff, Old Spice.
I could never see the ones when I was on my phone out in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously though, if you guys see somebody like, anytime, it doesn't have to be tonight. If you're like watching another podcast or watching somebody's TikTok or whatever, and you think it would be a good person, then just message that to the show page and we'll try to see.
One idea I have, and it's going to be, I got to get this like nailed down now because it's something that I want to do towards Christmas this year. I don't know if you remember when we had Jeff Bellinger on or Belanger.
Yeah.
He was the guy that played didn't he play the didgeridoo for us?
No, he talked about it though.
Okay, he did. I thought he played something for us, like on his guitar or something. I don't remember.
But I think that was before the show came on.
Okay, I
got it was backstage.
Yeah, you're right. He actually wrote a book about all the monsters and creepy stuff about Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Like he has all the history about Krampus, but he gets deep dives into all these other cultures and their like Christmassy devil monster thing.
Awesome.
And it was like he talked about this thing for he had an hour's worth of material.
Nice.
And it just talking about it, and he's just one of those guys too that you could just like So tell us about Krampus, and like an hour later, you know about every like Asian, Middle Eastern,
right,
pre-Civil War, just all the stuff.
I'm down.
So I would like to have something fun like that for Christmas this year. So I'm gonna try to get a hold of him, and I would like to have Jim Harold on because he's always fun to talk to, and he'll probably ask us just as many questions as we ask him.
Are you giving like your like wish list out there to the?
Yeah,
I am. I'm like, hey, if anybody's listening, right? So, but like, yeah, like Denise said, if you guys have anybody you'd like us to try to get on, like within reason, obviously. I mean, I would love to have Dan Aykroyd on, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Josh Gates.
We probably have a better time trying to get Josh Gates on, but
yeah,
that would be amazing.
Someday.
Yeah, but we'll have guests and we'll have our friends on as usual.
Ray would flip out.
He
would be so mad if we did anything unprofessional that day. If Josh Gates was on the show, he'd be like, you guys fuck around with it.
No, he's so like not that way though. That's what I love about him. I mean, not that I've known him in person. Like I haven't met. Like I don't know what he looks like behind the scenes. He might be a total diva, but
no, you'd be that way, telling us to be all behaving and like.
All right,
but
guys,
then the show would start and he wouldn't even be able to talk. Because he would be.
I'll turn it on. I'll have like a suit and tie on, or I'll like have his like Indiana Jones kind of get up on, or with like the scarf and the
right. And like every time he talked, we would just be like this, like not listening.
Including me, I'd be like,
"Oh my gosh,
keep talking."
You just say something.
So what about Egypt?
We love you, Josh Gates.
Oh, that's awesome, Dave.
No way.
Well, one of the funniest things I've ever seen about like a friend of mine from Tri-City Ghost Hunters, she was at something that he was at, and like the line for him was like crazy, so she couldn't like get a picture with him. So she did one of those things where she went behind his booth, like in between the
the
partitions, and stood there and went like this, and her husband took a picture, and she didn't know this, but Josh noticed what was going on, and he went over and went like that and pointed towards her. Dave Schrader would be cool. I might be able to get him on. There's good ideas.
Yeah.
See, these are great because I have no idea who they are. So
Heisenberg's like a face person. Like you have to show him a picture. Or a video of
I'm like, you've met him like a couple of times. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't give me a name because I already have a different name in my head for what that person probably.
We could do a whole episode of what people's names are in Heisenberg's head.
Right. Right.
Was that Mabel?
Adam Himmel. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. David Wolver. Oh, I know him.
Yeah. But that's cool. Yeah.
People don't know my name was Ray for the longest time at Madison after for a while.
Orianne, like, you know who Josh Gates is.
So, what?
I know.
You don't know who. Oh my gosh. You need to call your sister.
I know who Josh Gates is.
Josh Gates is so funny.
Just look up Expedition Unknown, Destination Truth, Expedition X.
And it's pretty sad if I know who he is.
Right. All right. Well,
no, and he's not even like
you're more in tune than I am.
He's not like I don't know. He's not like super. I don't know. He's nothing special. I hate to say, but just like he just has such a good personality. Like Adam described him one time. Like you could just watch a show about him trying to hail a cab, and it's entertaining because it's Josh.
Oh yeah,
Gates.
I know. That's like the thing. That there's always like a lot of snippets of just funny stuff.
Right.
Like I love it's like part travel show because he goes into these towns where he's supposed to be like he's about to meet somebody to do the serious stuff.
Right.
And he's like going in and like showing off all these trinkets or like all these weird shops and like eating all this weird food.
That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't do anything like super fantastic. It's just
I would still totally watch if he just did a straight travel show.
Right.
Just, like weird places or whatever. It'd be really cool.
Spoiler alert, he never finds anything.
Don, I'm married. I'm totally straight, but I think he's dreamy too. I'll be honest with you. Man crush.
I just think he's funny.
I want a bromance with Josh Gates.
You know how there's like
big boy
people
crush on Josh Gates.
you see people who you just feel like if I hung out with that person, we would have such a great time. You know what I mean? Like if I sat around a campfire with that person, we would have so much fun.
I couldn't imagine some of the stories. Like my wife and I went to see him live, and that's probably the closest I'll ever be able to see him that close. But I mean, we were like only 4 rows back from where he was standing at the podium, so it was
amazing,
like, awesome. And he just, I mean, the time flew. Like his presentation was like a lecture, kind of, but not really. Like talking about himself, and he was showing bits of the show, and he was actually talking about some stuff. He was throwing out some like, some questions he was asking people and like giving us percentages. Like more people believe in ghosts than that believe in Bigfoot, which I thought was interesting.
Why?
Because Bigfoot is actually like...
He totally is.
Totally.
I am totally fangirling.
He's obsessed.
But yeah, it was just really cool. I don't know. He's the dream guy. If we ever got him on the show, I'd retire the show. And I'd be happy.
We'd retire literally the next day. He's
the dream guy.
Who?
He said the dream guy or guest.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
That's our holy grail of guests.
Don said she would watch if he did nothing but dad jokes. Absolutely. Right. And you know he would. He's going to sneak a few in there anyways. So, all right, I'm done being a weirdo.
Never, ever apologize for fangirling.
But yeah, you guys...
I was thinking about people I'd like to sit around the fire with, and I'd be like, I'd want somebody that wouldn't talk to me.
Mr. Bean.
And we would just sit there.
Do you remember Mr. Bean?
We would just
he never
sit there.
said anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You like every once in a while go,
yeah.
I love you, Babu.
I used to love Mr. Bean. I used to love Mr. Bean.
All right, guys.
Sounds good. All right. But yeah, we're a lot more from us coming up. We're back, baby. We're in this. We will see you guys next week. We'll spook you later, crypto heads. Have a good weekend.
And don't be an asshole.
Boy.
That's right. Don't be an asshole. We love you. Have a good weekend.
Bye.